Hey guys, it's your host, Michael.
It's Aiden, I was about to say Aiden McNamara, but then
It's
I thought
Aiden.
about it for a second. It's Aiden McNamara. How are you doing? With my co-host, Michael Mathis, and
It's not McNamara. It's DiGiorno.
Whoa, that actually messed with me for a second. I'm not gonna lie. It's been sorry for missing the video yesterday. I assumed that we had already done the podcast because I'm an idiot.
I assumed that Aiden was tired and not in the mood to do a podcast.
No, I was thinking in my head, I convinced myself
How
that
did you convince yourself that we'd done it?
Because I was thinking, okay, I know that I'm very forgetful, and I remember doing a podcast, and Michael could have very well just not have uploaded it yet. So,
wait, and what time did you have that thought?
Like 8-ish.
Okay. Because we always do our podcast after 8, so there's your first.
Yeah, okay, well, that we shouldn't be doing that in the first place. And secondly,
oh, by the way, tomorrow I have a meet, so I won't get home till like 5:30, maybe 6.
It's fine, as long as it gets done.
Mm.
Basically, I have this charger, I have this block charger that I have, and basically what it does is that it stores electricity so you can use it to charge your phone later.
Portable charger?
And yeah, that's what they call it. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the name. And I haven't had the charger for the charger because it's a very odd, it takes a really odd input. It's like a 5 DC volt. So I decided I'd look around a bit today, and guess what? My dad has a spare laying around on his side.
What does your dad have a spare laying around of?
It has a spare 5 DC volt charger exactly to fit. And now, the reason why I thought of this is because it's been in red. There's a LED that turns on. And it's been red for the past 5 hours.
Is this the one that you found on the side of the road?
No, that's just a normal iPhone charger.
Oh, okay.
Except it was 90 degrees, which was really weird. We'll talk about that later. But now it's turned blue, and that probably means that it's ready to go. And that means that phone charger, thing has enough charge to charge my own phone twice over.
Wow, that's really cool.
Or 1.5 times. That's absurd, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then the phone that you found on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, that's actually at your house underneath your chair, probably still.
Oh, I'll go look right now.
Wait, are you actually looking? Oh, okay, he's gone. Basically, short story, quick. I was at his house, and I was in a rush because I had to look up to getting a call from my dad, hey, I'm picking you up. And so I got to gather my things, and then I recognized that there was a charger underneath it's like a large leather chair that rocks. It's very nice. I slept in it each time I went to his house. And what happened was that it was underneath, because we moved it up a little bit. So it was underneath the heavy chair, and I was too weak, having just woken up to move it. And someone messaged me, but I don't know who. Michael's just gone, and I'm scared. Yeah, I don't care about that person. I don't know where Michael is, though. He said he would go check, but he's presumably just in his basement. So, he should be 5 feet away. So, who knows?
Okay, first of all, 20 feet. Second of all, there's 3 chairs in that room.
I was referring to the one that I always sleep in.
Okay. You've only been... It's hard to judge off of because you only slept over my house 4 times.
Okay, that's a bit of a deep... what's the opposite of exaggeration? I think this says something about our culture that we don't...
Hyperbole? Or no, that is an exaggeration.
No, that's the same thing.
That's an exaggeration. That's a bit of an understatement?
Yeah, understatement. That's one.
How many times did you say you've been over my house?
We know exaggeration much more than we know, understatement and other synonyms. Anyway.
Society, man. No, we're just uneducated.
Is that not society?
Don't make this deep, Aiden. It's not. Just play the clip up. It's not that deep.
Also, today we had a day off from Thursday. Today is Thursday. It's been quite nice. I spent half of the day sitting in angst not knowing what to do with my life, playing FTL, sadly, and I spent the rest of the day preparing to do work, and then I spent now doing work, and
Did me sending you the notes help?
no, I actually haven't I just got to that part, so, but the notes did help with one bit that I did not understand at all, but I was doing that as I was like, hey, it's 9:20, because I set an alarm, so.
But like, were you using my paper to fill out yours?
Oh yeah, I will be soon, like very, very soon.
Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, I have okay, I'm gonna add something to your schedule this week.
What would that be?
It's a very, very, very easy thing. But I think it'll help a lot, and I'm gonna do it too.
Don't say stretching, because you've said that before.
Oh no, that's just a general life recommendation. But like, I wouldn't put that on this to-do list. I really like stretching, by the way. It's just a side note. But as an aside, I think that we should both have a journal, and then if we have any ideas throughout the day that we want to remember, we should write them down. Because you laugh. Why so?
Don't have many ideas?
Not ideas, just thoughts.
Thoughts?
THOUGHTS.
I understand the spelling and phonification of the word thought. But
yes.
However, I usually don't follow through with any of those things.
Well,
also, how would I write them down during school?
Have a small notebook or a note card or something like that. I don't know. Again, just like a small journal type thing.
I don't know. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't.
I feel as though one thing that people struggle with is the retention of knowledge over age. To be able to remember things that you're like, oh, I'll never, like, I feel as though it could help. I don't know.
With what exactly? I mean, I trust in you, but I don't know.
This was recommended to me by a friend. I can speak, and it's apparently it helps. I'm gonna trust this person. He seems like a very trustworthy person.
With what? I don't know, man. It just kind of helps.
Also, as an aside, you really need to have a slightly more optimistic view about this whole thing. Everything. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but everything I suggest, you're like, I'll do it, I guess, but I mean, I don't see how it's gonna help. Like you can you see what I mean, though?
Yeah.
You sound very.
I mean, I appreciate. It sounded rude. I appreciate you helping me trying to fix my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
However, all that we've done is made me do a thing every day for like 2 weeks.
And that's a part of the process. You have to get to that level of, okay, I can do a thing for that long. You can work from whatever we want to do from here.
But so far we've barely been able to do the thing for that long.
Well, that's true, but just having done the thing is good. That's just like a good thing. It's okay if you screw up a little, and the goal is to improve over time. And getting ready to be able to, learning how to commit to things, even for 3 weeks, is difficult at best. And I'm trying to word this correctly, but you can obviously see that I'm struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have prepared remarks in the back of my mind for most situations, but this is not one of them. But due to my general life philosophy, for most of my life having been nihilism, so now again trying to switch over from a nihilistic point of view to a not a hedonistic point of view, because that's a slippery slope, man.
I have no idea what that is.
Hedonistic?
Yeah.
It's the where you value pleasure over everything else. Basically, like you only think that happiness seems to be a bit loose of a word for this sort of thing, but the enjoyment of things is the most important thing in life, which in theory sounds good until you realize that means drinking till you die, effectively. Drinking and drugging and sexing yourself to death. That is like the tagline for hedonism.
I mean, hey, if it works for you.
But and then I found that both in research and in practicality, that sort of lifestyle does not lead to a long-term happiness solution.
Mm-hmm.
It's a short-sighted goal. Although I do believe that happiness is something to be strived for, I'm thinking now that making things should take. I'm trying to word this correctly. I feel as though creating things should take center stage before your own happiness for a couple of reasons, but the main one of which is because making things will create long-term happiness rather than the hedonistic happiness, which, although hedonism can be very good, I've recognized that there are benefits to it. I feel as though it does not lead to a long-term happiness. I feel as though hard work does.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I'm trying. And that's just kind of how brains work. Addiction, it's like, for example, I'm going to use hedonism as like why I don't like it very much. I'm going to talk about that for a second because we're kind of meandering, and I can tell because that's how I've gotten to that speaking zone. But I really don't like hedonism because our brains are wired to want more things.
Mm-hmm.
Like your dopamine, for example, if you drink Diet Coke for every day, eventually your brain will need more Diet Coke to reach that same level of dopamine you got before. And then you can apply that Diet Coke example to anything you want: drugs, alcohol, food, anything. As I say this, there is a picture, like an advertisement from Skype that's like a Segurto, and there's a giant cheeseburger, and oh my god, that's like my entire daily calorie count. It looks so good. And I'm really hungry if you can't tell. Also,
on a lighter note, did I show you that eraser that I drew a picture of Steve Buscemi on?
You did not, and why didn't you? I want to.
Well, I made it after math class and then took it home. But basically, it was beautiful.
Delightful.
It was just Steve Buscemi's face on the back of an emoji eraser that I got because I won a thing in math class. So I put it in like you know how sometimes pockets in jeans have like a smaller pocket inside that pocket?
Yeah.
Well, basically I put the eraser in that pocket because I was like, I'm going to forget about this and on a later date it's going to surprise me. And so
now you're just excited?
No. I put those jeans in the wash. And I took them back out and I was like, hey, I wonder if it absolutely obliterated my eraser. And I opened up the jeans, and in pristine condition is Steve Buscemi staring at me from the back of an eraser. Like, he took no damage. He went through a full cycle, like, soapy, sudsy wash and dry, and was not altered in any way.
Hey, Michael.
Mm-hmm?
Can we call this episode The Immortal Steve Buscemi?
Immortal Steve Buscemi.
Oh, that makes me so.
When I saw it, you know those like explain this atheist memes?
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and I was just like, so God is real. Or else why would this thing live long enough to see the light of day?
This monstrosity you've created.
Oh, let me look up how to spell Steve Buscemi.
Also,
oh, I got it right.
You found a what?
I figured out how to spell Steve Buscemi.
Oh, delightful. Is that the only thing you'll take away from this entire podcast? How to spell Steve Buscemi. Also, is this day 18 of the podcast?
17.
Okay. So today's day 17, and then we're going to get to day 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy how we got 18 of these.
Yeah.
I tried to do like a crazy, but I couldn't reach the pitch for some reason. So I just didn't. Like, I tried to make noise, but I couldn't, and it would sound like just I'll do a closer. I'm like it was just.
Oh, I meant to ask, what was Taylor's constructive criticism of the podcast?
What do you mean?
Well, like how she said it was just bad and gave no reason.
What wasn't you were there when she said it? Were you not?
No, I went into class when she started explaining it.
Oh, okay. The only constructive criticism she actually had was, I don't know, quotations, why don't you have to stay on topics for longer, and that was really it.
You can watch any podcast and learn that no one stays on topic in the world.
Yes, I said that, but she claimed, okay, so Taylor Zig, which we've talked about before, she was saying how she only watches the podcast because they're so bad they're good. And I was like, whoa, okay.
And she just thought they were very bad, which I agree, but I have my own reasons that have constructive criticism.
I mean, like, I don't say these things are great, but I don't think they're horrible.
I mean, they're not horrible, but I would not show this to my grandkids and be like, hey, look what I made.
I mean, I would show it to my grandkids, because I'm not planning to have kids, but I mean, touche. But, oh wait, are we near the podcast limit?
16 minutes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're 2 minutes ahead, buddy.
But again, I think I would watch these. I understand, like, I'm me, but also I find that I have a very good idea at having other beliefs. This goes back to a conversation we had at lunch. I think it was lunch. You mean okay? I know what I said. I can explain it.
But you're going to explain it in a good way, and it was not a good way.
It was partially joking, partially not.
It was not joking. I could see it. You were like, I personally believe that I am very good at being a different opinion and trying to see things from other points of view.
Okay, so first off, it makes me sound like a jerk. And secondly, let me say it how I actually said it. I feel as though I'm very good at being unbiased. I feel as though I am very good at seeing the other side's opinion, and I feel as though that makes me very good at being unbiased. That's what I said. And I recognize saying
and
that.
And I said, oh, you're unbiased, are you?
Which is really funny.
How very unbiased thing of you to say, Aiden.
For the record, the first thing he says was, first of all, I agree with you, and secondly, you're the one then you said that. Okay, so first off, you did agree with me.
I do agree with you, but it sounds hilarious.
I know, that was part of the point, but also I recognize
it's like someone saying, oh, I'm so humble.
I'm going to talk about Skyrim mods for a second. Just a second.
Wait, what? It won't be for just a second, though.
What, sorry?
We have like 3 minutes left in the podcast.
That's fine.
It's not going to be for just a second.
Okay, basically, Skyrim mods are amazing, but one of my favorite is the sarcastic comments mod. Basically what it does, and I've told Michael a little bit about this before.
I've seen it in action.
And then what happens is that for the loading screens, they'll give you a new message. Like basically every single message in the game has been changed to do something else. And then, so it'll say something else, and it's amazing. I honestly look forward to loading screens now. Like, I'm always disappointed when I can't read the whole thing because it actually loads in. And it's, oh my god, it's one of the best things ever. And then he releases, like, a new patch with 50 extras every other, like, week. So, I haven't played Skyrim in quite a while, like a couple months now, 2 months or so. But Skyrim free for 2 months. But it's amazing. If you play Skyrim on any sort of moddable system, I'd recommend you get it ASAP. Anyway, wait, I can check it myself. I'm strong and independent. Also, yeah, sorry, do you have anything to say?
Nope.
Anyway, another Skyrim mod is the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Is that actually a real thing?
Oh, it is.
It seems like something you'd make up. Like, not that you make things up, but it seems like something that would be made up.
It's the best thing on earth. Okay, you know all the dragons in Skyrim?
I do know all the dragons.
They plastered over a model of Macho Man Randy Savage on every single one, and it doesn't, like, look good. They just plastered it over.
I assumed it would be something like that.
And there were also horses. They did it for horses, too. So there were horses galloping around that looked like Macho Man. Look it up right now. I dare you.
I won't. Because I have to end this podcast. But I did see a Skyrim mod where I think they replaced every single texture in the game with, like, Shaq's face. So, like, the sun was Shaq's face.
Yo, wait, one
The
problem.
grass was Shaq's face. Every single texture was just color corrected Shaq's face.
What do they do if it's actually a shack? Is it a shack on a shack?
Screw you, Aiden.
With smaller shacks.
We're stupid.
That
You put an
has
elf on
smaller-
the shelf. Now get ready for Shaq on the shack.
Shack on shack. They're the same word.
No, they're not.
They're said.
One has a Q.
Guess you could say he's a cutie.
Nope. Thank you for watching this episode of the 21 Day 20 Minute Podcast. I've been your host, Michael.
Dude,
Aiden's-
we have 20
Aiden doesn't
minutes
deserve a proper
left. We have 20 minutes left.
outro.
No,
We
20
have
seconds.
20 seconds.
That's what I meant to say, excuse me. Have a good day. I hope you enjoy the podcast. If you have any constructive criticism, Taylor, then feel free to leave it down in the comments below. Tell us in real
It's
life.
just bad.
Have a good day.
I agree, but come on, there's a nicer way to say it.
Jolly good day.
See you guys in the next one.